How you gonna judge me for my addiction when you can't spend 10 minutes by yourself? Well, now what's happening with it? How you? How your mom and them? Let's get into it. Today we're gonna talk about addiction and judgment, right? Because in a lot of cases they go hand in hand. And you know what I mean. Anybody who's been addicted to anything, you've had somebody at some point in life judge you for your addiction. People like to be selective of what addictions are, or you know what I'm saying? Like, they talk about the people who are addicted to dope or crack or pills or meth or alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? They judge those type of people, but then you might sit down and eat too much, or you might overeat, or you might be addicted to sweets, or you might be addicted to, you know. You feel me? But in your whole judgmental mind, or your whole God complex, you running around here judging me because I'm addicted to the box, or I'm addicted to sex, or I'm addicted to porn, or alcohol, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just using those as examples. But because you don't do that, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not an addict, because I don't do that. But you're addicted to food. You're addicted to sweets. You're addicted to wine. Even if you're not a hard drinker, you might be addicted to wine. And it might don't get you where brown or white get you. You feel what I'm saying? Or, like I said in the beginning, you might be addicted to attention. There's a lot of things in life, in my opinion, that we could be addicted to. And here's one that I never really thought about, but it just came to me. I'm addicted to routine. I'm addicted to, because that's why a lot of us don't like change, because we're addicted to the routine or the norm, if that, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, if that makes sense. Because addiction comes in a lot of different forms. You feel what I'm saying? And just because a person is addicted to something, even with drugs, even with, you know what I'm saying, whatever, that doesn't take away from who they are. Now, you have to learn discernment, and you have to learn how to deal with people without being judgmental. Like, in other words, if I know you on crack, or if I know you on pills, or if I know you on something, that means I know I can't leave my shit around you. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not cool for me to down you because you on to that. And most addictions come from, I won't say they come from, because they're always deeper, but most of what we're addicted to, we're using as a band-aid, so to speak, or a crutch, or because we use them for self-gratification. You feel what I'm saying? We use addiction. We get addicted to stuff most time because of our personalities and who we are. But they come from a deeper place. And I don't want to get off topic, because this video is about addiction and judgment. But they go hand in hand, because, like I said before, I might judge you because you do this, or you're addicted to that, something that I don't have a fight with. You feel me? But I might be addicted to something else that I don't even see as an addiction, because I don't want to see that. I'm not addicted. I'm strong. I can do. That's not the way that works. But that's the judgmental side of it that we have for other people. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me, all of us have it. at some point or another. You know what I'm saying? We don't always try to practice that, but sometimes we do that. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, the deeper part of addiction is we do the what we do as an addiction comes from a deeper place. But in that addiction, we're using it for self-gratification. I don't want to feel like this no more. I don't want to feel like that no more. So I'm going to drink. So I'm going to smoke. So I'm going to do whatever. Right? I'm going to sex. I'm going to have some sex. Or I'm going to whatever. Right? All of that self-gratification to make us feel better. Right? But the deeper side, like I was saying about that, the deeper side, that comes from somewhere else, because something that could have happened to a person, or something that they're struggling with inside. Like I was saying about some people, they gotta have attention all the time. They might have been attention deprived or whatever when they were growing up, or whatever the situation is. And that's why they're addicted to attention, because it gives them self-gratification, right? But all of that is not the problem. The problem is whatever happened to them, or whatever they went through when they went through it. You didn't have to be a child or a kid. You could have been a grown person. You know what I'm saying? And all of us have these things that we don't even realize that are chemical imbalances in our minds, in our brains and stuff like that. But we don't dig that deep to realize that a lot of the stuff we struggle with is mostly because of the way our minds work, mostly because of chemical imbalances. You see what I'm saying? But not to get too deep, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not any of that. But these are just some things that I've read about and thought about, and some things just come to me, some things I read and research and all of that. But these are still just opinions, my opinion, and my points of view. So that's what I mean by addictions and judgment, because we be quick to judge somebody. Oh, he fat. Why he so fat? Why he don't just push himself away from the table? That's just like saying he poor. Why don't he just pull himself up from his bootstraps? Or that's just like saying they rich. Why they keep dogging up the poor folks to keep getting rich? Or that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to keep going, but you get the picture. Because everybody from a different from a different perspective is going to see a different thing. You know what I'm saying? They know crack ain't good. Why they keep doing that? They know them pills bad. Why they keep doing that? Because they doing it. Because they're addicted to it. And they got addicted to it trying to find some solace or some peace or something in something they was going through, and didn't realize it was going to have them in a chokehold. And now I can't shake it. You feel me? And I know that. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean too about the judgment thing, because everybody does it. Why they got to do this? They know that's not right. Why they got... It is what it is. But sometimes we got to kind of stop and think about that, rather than just judging people for what they're going through or what they're addicted to or whatever, because I don't know how this saying go, but I believe it's don't point the finger, because if you point the finger at somebody, you got what, 3 of them pointing back at you or something like, however, you know the saying. But like I say, people do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They point the finger at people because they're addicted to this and they're addicted to that. And why she got to keep going to the store all the time? Why she got to spend all her money on this? Why he got to keep doing this and why he got to keep doing that? Well, there's a lot of different reasons why, but you'll never know. And most time they don't even know. They just doing something to self-medicate or self-gratify or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the proper way to say it. It's self-gratification. It's medication. It's Band-Aids. It's peace in some sense. It's really not peace because that's not true peace, but that's what we look for, peace and the rush and dopamine. If I think it's dopamine, that whole whatever you get, like what you get. And the craziest part about it is that same dopamine rush that I get from, let's just say it's sex, or that same dopamine rush I get from eating a good meal and feeling good about it and being full and kick back and like Wile Gator, that's the same dopamine rush you get from spending $1,000 or dressing to the nine and people saying, damn, you clean as the board of hell. You know what I'm saying? That's the craziest part. Because even that same rush that all of these different people doing all of these different things, and even the crack and even the pills and even all of the rest of the shit, it's that same outcome that we're all looking for. You feel me? It's like that old saying, once you hit the pipe, you go, and I never hit the pipe, so I don't know, but I've known a lot of people that was on it. I know a lot of people. Trust me, I know. Once you hit that pipe, the first time, you'll forever be chasing that hit, and you'll never get it again. You feel me? Same thing with alcohol. Same thing with sex. Same thing with everything else. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about sex a lot because it's something that I enjoy. It's something that I like. It's something that it gives me but not only that, but because a lot of people look down on that. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't your thing. You could take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's a different experience. And I get what I'm looking for out of it when I get what I'm looking for out of it. But it's the same thing as alcohol don't turn me on like it turns you on. You feel me? Eating do, because I love to eat. I love to eat good stuff and shit that ain't good for you. And then you get that whole that whole dopamine rush, if that's the right word. If not, I'll put it in here somewhere, but I think that's the word. But it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Spending money sometimes gives me that. I don't have it to that point to where I got to spend money all the time, or I got to get, excuse me, the most expensive shit or all of that. But sometimes I do feel the need to. I've been working hard and I ain't bought nothing. I'm going to buy me something. That gives me a rush sometimes. But not like the people who got to get something every pay period. Or the people who got... And at one point I was that way because I felt deprived about. But whatever the reason I did it for, I did it. So that's my whole point in it. So even though I'm making an excuse right now in this moment saying, well, I did it, but that's because I felt deprived. Okay, well, that's the whole point in when I'm judging somebody else for doing it all the time, I'll turn right around and say, well, I did it, but I only did it because of, you see what I'm saying? Because of X, Y, and Z. That's the whole judgmental side of it, because I don't want to seem like I'm one of them. But guess what? In the dark in the bedroom, I'm probably one of them on a different level. You feel what I'm saying? Or when it comes to sitting at the table or sitting in the chair eating something, or some sweets or some candies or some whatever, I'm probably one of them too, because I'm looking for that same high or that same rush. Same way as the smoking and the pills and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to even say that myself with the youngsters. Man, bruh, these dudes don't even realize what's going to happen to them after a while, because the youngsters, and don't get me wrong, growing up, they were on pills. I never really did pills. That wasn't my thing. But I smoked. And I drank heavy. But pills were never my thing. But they had them. Uppers and downers and speeds and mollies and just a little bit of everything, right? But now, well, at one point, and even now, pills was like, even though people still smoke and drink, now they do all three. Even though back then they did too. But now they do, they just on them pills hard. And I think, and I could be wrong, but I think when X came out, and not just X, but perks. Because at home, they been on them perks hard. And they was on that X, and they was on whatever else they was on. But I knew about them perks, because that's all I used to hear about was perks. And I'd be like, bro, don't these dudes know that, eventually in life or at some point in life, that shit gonna take a toll on them. But I'm judging them, and at the same time, I'm overeating every time I sit down, because I'm eating too much, or I'm eating the wrong type of shit, or just eating, or just, you know what I'm saying? And we all do it because they might run out there and be frustrated and depressed or whatever, and be like, man, I need to get this feeling away from me. Who got the perks? You know what I'm saying? And then I might be like, boy, I had a bad day. You can relate. I had a bad day at work. All I want to do is go home, get me something to eat, and get me some. And if I can't get something, I'm going to do something myself. You know what I'm saying? Self-gratification. Same thing with the perks. Same thing with sex. Same thing with beer. Same thing with brown, with white, with wine, with smoking. All of that is the same thing, because we all looking for the same thing. But we don't realize that we do that, but then we turn around and be judgmental about it. And I'm guilty. I just said it before. I'm guilty, because I couldn't understand. Even like now, or not now, I won't say now, because I haven't been around a lot of youngsters lately, but I used to be around a lot of youngsters, like my nephews and my son and they partners and friends and whatever. Not that they was doing it, but some of them was selling it. But let me get to the point. Like, these young boys or youngsters, young men, they was, bruh, at one point, and I'm only talking about New Orleans, because that's where I was at. But I realized how many of them young boys was on them, not just pills, but they was on them pills, the Viagra, the Cialis, the all of that, bruh. And I understand, or I don't know, I get it though, what they trying to do, because they want to get on them perks, or they want to get on, they drinking, they smoking, and they want to do what they do, but they want to do what they do real good. You know what I'm saying? So they add that little extra not realizing that when you do get older and you probably need that, it ain't gonna work for you. But that's just a little teachable moment. But the point I use that, the reason I say that is because I used to judge them for that. Like, why are they doing that? Why they, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't do that. They know when they get older that shit ain't going to even work for them if they need it. Because let's keep it real. Everybody don't need it like that. Some people do. Some people need it more than others. Some people, whatever. We ain't going to talk about that. But saying all of that to say is I used to judge them for that. Why are they doing that? They don't need to do it. And not saying my son and my nephews and all of them was doing it, but some of them youngsters was selling it. Like, they was really like selling it. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me where they was getting it from, but they was selling it. And I heard a bunch of stories about them, you know, because I always been on. Say on, this right here, get, you know what I'm saying? I always been on. That's who I always been. Even as a younger person, I was always, excuse me, I was always on. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say is, stop being so judgmental towards people because they do something different from what you do, or because they don't have the same addictions that you do. And also in that, you gotta be real with yourself and call a spade, because you won't even call your addiction an addiction, because this just something I like to do and I can quit whenever I want. We done heard that before. Because that's what every addict in rehab and anywhere else, AA or anywhere else, I'm not really an alcoholic. I could quit whenever I want. I'm not really addicted. I can quit whenever I want. All right, it sounds good. You feel me? So we don't want to say, I know my addictions, and I ain't got no problem saying that they're addictions. Now, I try to work on them, and like I said in another video, some of my addictions I can fall back from for a long time, and then some of them I can't, and some of them I'll fall back and have a bad day, and there they go again. Just like, quick story, I knew this dude. Bro, when I tell you, this dude was the smartest. This dude had the gift of gab. This dude, matter of fact, he used to sell male enhancement herbs and stuff like that, right? When I tell you paper, this dude used to get money. You hear me? Cool as a fan. I was cool with him. But he had that addiction. He was on that crack. But the craziest part about it, he was functioning. Well, I won't say functioning, because let me take functioning back and say the same thing what I'm saying about how I can fall back and then go right back to it like I never left it. Well, he would go months and months and months at a time, just making money, building and building, buying new stuff, just like he'll buy a new car, buy this and buy that, and he'd get a nice place and all that kind of stuff. And then one day, he'll just be out there. And he might stay out there like the whole weekend. And then when he come back in, his car gone because he done gave it to the dope man. He ain't got no shoes. He didn't get cut. When I tell you he had nice stuff, he had nice stuff. But once whatever triggered him, he went right back out there, and he got on what he got on, and he came back in, and they ain't had nothing. And then he would have to like detox himself. He never really went to a place, but he would just he would go to the house and just stay in the house. Stay in the house. And I would say like a week or two later, he was back working and selling, because he worked basically on the phone. So he was back working, selling that herbs and stuff for the male enhancement stuff. And then he'll just start to rebuild. And like I said, this dude wasn't no, like, we have a tendency of calling people, oh, that's a crackhead. That's not a crackhead. Some of them, they real deep, but they still not just a crackhead. Those people was somebody before they got on crack. I've known D-boys to get on their own shit and just crash out and lose everything. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. When I lived in Cali, I've seen it. And I knew those people. And I never could understand, bro, you see these people knocking on your door in the middle of the night with toasters and dumb shit. You see these people stealing from their families to come get a hit from you. And you gonna feel like, not me, that'll never happen to me. You see this. But again, I'm judging this man because I'm feeling like, oh, I'll never do that. You never say never because you never know. Never say never because anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? It just take the right situation or the wrong situation, however you want to look at it. But yeah, and that's what I mean by functioning. And I use that because, like I said, the same thing with me. I said before that I was addicted to porn. And if I go back to it, I'm still going to be addicted to it. Addiction is addiction. But I fall back and I can go months and months and months. Sometimes, I think it's been probably over a year since I, you know what I'm saying, watch porn or whatever. But if I go back to it today, that addiction is that addiction. You feel me? And I'm saying all of that to say, again, and I'm going to end this video, stop being judgmental to people because their addiction is different from yours and you choose not to even call yours an addiction, right? But also know that you're addicted to something too. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, this video is long enough. I'm going to go ahead on and end it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button for me. Help me out. Help me to get my sub count up. It's growing. I think I'm at 100 now, a little bit over. It's moving. Because I think I went on the analytics because I never really knew a lot about that. But I went on there and it said I think I got like 67 or 68 subscribers in the last 28 days or something. That's pretty cool. But anyway, and like I say, for the ones who always watch and always liking and commenting, I really appreciate y'all too. I appreciate the ones who watch and don't do all of that. I appreciate that too, but I would appreciate if you would. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all be easy. One love.